olina senyiga, ekifuba oba emimiro egikolokoota, kozesa ELOIPHARM. Eddagala lya ELOIPHARM lirimu ebirungo ebikolebwa mu miti gyaffe egy'obutonde. ELOIPHARM yakakasibwa National Drug Authority era lisangibwa mu matundiro g'eddagala wonna mu Uganda. Eddagala lya ELOIPHARM likolebwa aba ELOIPHARM UG LIMITED. Okumanya ebisingawo tukubireko ku 0758 32 91 11 oba ku mutimbagano gwaffe ku eloipharm@gmail.com. Obulumi bwe bweyongera tuukirira omusawo.
Hello, you're welcome to Family Doctor with me, Bashy. This favorite show where we talk about fitness, treatment, doctor's consultation, and all about that covers health. And today we have Dr. Stephen, who is going to talk about cough as our major topic today. And we are sponsored with ELOIPHARM Herbal Cough and Flu Mixture. Okay,
I'm Dr. Lutoti Stephen. I am the director for ELOIPHARM Uganda Limited. I studied from Makerere University, and I also partly work with Makerere University as a lecturer in the Department of Pharmacy.
I did not tell you, he is also the director of ELOIPHARM Uganda Limited. So today's topic is about cough. Our viewer would want to know, what is cough?
Cough in itself is not a disease, but simply a physiological response of the body to something that is irritant within your throat, within the airway. So when there is some form of irritation, you will definitely cough. So cough, that is not a disease as such. However, cough can be a manifestation of disease. That could be either by some organism infection, or it could be a non-infectious cause. So it becomes of concern if you cough so much. If you're in a dusty environment, you can cough, for example. But that does not mean that you are sick. But if the irritation is much, definitely you have to cough as a response to the body. Then if you cough at the time when you are not supposed to be coughing, for example, you are resting, you are sleeping, and then you start coughing, it makes you to stay awake. So their cough becomes of concern, or it becomes prolonged, you coughing for quite a longer time than as usual.
You've talked about coughing. Yes. The body just responds to the environment. Does that mean you're allergic, or can cough be an allergic reaction or a disease itself?
Allergic reaction means that there are some, for us we refer to them as mediators of inflammation. Whenever the tissue is injured, it will respond. And as we know, maybe for the viewers, just to remind, our bodies are made up of cells. A group of cells definitely form tissues. A group of tissues form organs. So when the tissue is injured, it will respond. So that is what we refer to as an inflammation. How does it respond? It can respond with pain, it can respond with fever, it can respond with heat. Like if you get injured, the area will be hot, you will feel some hot, can respond with swelling. And then what is the worst is loss of function of that particular tissue. So there is an irritant that causing something to react. So that would say it's an allergy. So is cough an allergy or not? So some coughs are allergic, some coughs are not allergic.
Are there types of cough?
You can classify cough in terms of duration. For example, if you cough like 3 weeks, more than 3 weeks, that's a chronic cough. Up to 8 weeks, for example, you're coughing 2 months, you are coughing.
I can get a first aid. Does cough has first aid?
Yes, it has first aid, but just to answer your question on classification of coughs, so you could say this is a chronic cough because it is taking what? Longer time, or you say this is an acute cough because it is just for a short time and it stops. The other one could be in the manner in which it presents. For example, we can say this is a productive cough and this is a dry cough. Productive in the sense that when you cough, there is some sputum that you produce, and so the amount serious this cough is. There are people who cough, you're coughing serious rockets, you blow seriously. So that's a productive cough. Then there are those ones who someone coughs and is like it's really dry. Then they can be accompanied with some form of wheeze. You hear some sound as you are coughing. So there is a dry cough and there is productive cough. And usually productive coughs are infectious. Like you find there is some bacteria or whatever virus or fungus that is trying to cause the cough, but usually bacteria. So you find there may be need either to treat with some form of agents that are targeting killing bacteria, whereas dry coughs, one would maybe just need to suppress the coughing reflex so that you are fine.
There are situations where we find ourselves having cough, and when you carry out a test, you find out you have pneumonia. What causes that?
Okay, so pneumonia can be one of the causes, or the cough can manifest in a situation of pneumonia. For example, usually the concern is when you're coughing, what is causing the cough? If you talk of in terms of treatment, you're going to the cause. What is the likely cause? Usually when you have dry coughs are rarely caused by agents that require, say, common antibiotics. It is those which are productive coughs, when you cough rockets and so on, that's when someone gives you maybe a certain set of antibiotics. Condition is manifesting, you say pneumonia, in things like TB. You'll see someone is on TB, tuberculosis treatment for a certain number of months, in order to remove the bacteria which that causes the TB. Then you have instances where now someone is getting challenges with, say, breathing.
Can tuberculosis be identified with cough? Just a mere cough and you say I have tuberculosis.
If you cough now, like if you cough like more than 3 weeks, you have to be checked
to identify whether it is tuberculosis.
The tuberculosis, now they will have to take that sputum that you cough out. So that sputum, they are going to check for the bacteria that causes tuberculosis. We usually, for us scientifically, we refer to it as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So they can do an X-ray, chest X-ray, to see the extent. They take the sputum, and then also link up with the other signs of what? Of tuberculosis, where cough is one of them. Also incidences where certain medicines, one of maybe like a side effect can be coughing. So you're on certain treatments, and the side effect is what? Is cough.
olina ssenyiga, ekifuba oba emimiro egikolokoota, kozesa ELOIPHARM. Eddagala lya ELOIPHARM lirimu ebirungo ebikolebwa mu miti gyaffe egy'obutonde. ELOIPHARM yakakasibwa National Drug Authority era lisangibwa mu matundiro g'eddagala wonna mu Uganda. Eddagala lya ELOIPHARM likolebwa aba ELOIPHARM Uganda Limited. Okumanya ebisingawo tukubireko ku 0758 32 91 11 oba ku mutimbagano gwaffe ku eloipharm@gmail.com. Obulumi bwe bweyongera tuukirira omusawo.
Welcome back from that short break. Remember to subscribe, to like, to share, and to comment on all our social handles, Cash Media. So, I'm still with Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve, what have you done about cough, like the treatment? Which solutions have you come up with?
Traditional, of course, productive coughs would need any antibacterial agent or antifungal, the medicine that can kill an organism that will maybe causing such kind of productive coughs. But in the wake, there is a lot of resistance, drug resistance against some of the common medicines globally, not only in Uganda, because people don't finish the doses for which when they prescribe them, so organisms have become a bit resistant. So then dry coughs, they will need something that can suppress them or soothe the throat. So me as Dr. Stephen, with my team at ELOIPHARM, we have developed a product called ELOIPHARM. Yes, exactly. This is ELOIPHARM, and ELOIPHARM is a natural product. It is approved by the National Drug Authority for management of cough, as you can see, for productive cough and dry.
Dr. Steve,
yes.
I would like you to tell them the instructions.
Yes.
Because my viewer would want to know if I get ELOIPHARM herbal cough and flu mixture.
Yes.
By the way, it is in all drug shops in Uganda. Because it is developed by ELOIPHARM Uganda Limited.
Yes.
So, Dr. Steve is going to tell us how they came up with it and the dose. Yeah.
Okay, so ELOIPHARM, indeed, it is available in all pharmacies, drug shops across Uganda, very affordable. What we did is the Zingiber officinal, which you know as Jinga, but standardize it against compounds they call type 3 polyketides in these compounds. Those ones have a very good effect on killing certain number of bacteria.
Is it the reason as to why ginger was emphasized when we had the coronavirus?
Yeah, partly that is one of it, because ginger has a broad spectrum of antimicrobial properties, but you can't just get ginger. So what in ginger there are so many compounds. So from the scientific point, we extract what they call the gingerols and standardize it to 200 milligrams, as you see there. And this is what kills quite a number of organisms. But also it provides some form of what we call activity. So when you control the inflammation, we can also control the soothing effect with citrus lemon. There is lemon here.
Dr. Steve has elaborated a few about how ELOIPHARM has been made, the ingredients that you find in it. So, Dr. Steve, can you please give us the remarks, final remarks? To my viewer.
My final remark is that not every cough requires an antibiotic. So you don't have to keep swallowing all manner of drugs. We have formulated a special product called ELOIPHARM from the scientific perspective. We recommend this. However, like all other medicines, if symptoms persist, you are expected to seek further medical you seek for further medical advice, especially if the cough persists or it becomes more frequent, even for a short time, it is causing you discomfort, you are not resting, you need to seek medical advice, and ELOIPHARM gives you the first option to start with.
He comes from Bali. Wanyala Dr. Stephen. Thank you, my viewer, for taking us through this session. As I'm concluding, my name is Bashra on the Family Doctor, our favorite show that has helped us come up with different ideas about our health, what to do for our health, and everything rotating about that. We're going to be hosting different doctors to tell us about how treatments, among others. So, as I sign out, don't forget to like, subscribe, share on all our social handles as Cash Media.